Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1998 TVR Chimaera 4 litre. This is the first road-going TVR that we've had take on the course. Of course we had the Cerberus LM edition before, and that was a very, very quick car indeed. So how are these road car TVRs going to get along? That's what we're here to find out today. Fortunately, I love a TVR. I think they look exquisite, and of course they come in the best factory colours, so I'm hoping it does well. We'll see. Statistically, it could go either way. Front engine to rear wheel drive, 446 horsepower, 975 kilos. It is very light, quite powerful, naturally aspirated, so a lot of this will come down to how good the gearbox is, but we'll see how well it does. It is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mines Lancer Evolution 5 with a 28.209. The TVR Chimaera 4 litre, unlikely to beat that. So the Chimeras in this game are, there's 3 of them. So if this one doesn't do too well, then don't worry, because there's 2 more to come, and both of them are technically more powerful. I need to actually look into the upgrade data, but I think this is one of the few cars in the game that actually, like, the upgrades sort of make sense. So the 4 litre will always be the least powerful, the 5 litre will be the most powerful, and we've got a hell of a lot of TVRs to come as well in this series, which is good by me, because you can never have enough TVRs on a YouTube series for me. I adore these things. The 90s TVRs were when they were at their most beautiful, at their most absolutely mental. You had speed 6s and 4 litres and 5 litres, and it was an incredible time for British sports cars, if you will, at least in the TVR sense. I mean, everywhere else. Actually, no, what I'm talking about, it was a great year for British sports cars, because you had TVRs and you had the Mazda MX-5. Which was the best British sports car ever. So, yeah. But, no, seriously. I love these TVRs. Ideally, a TVR, there's a lot of cars that I say, oh, I really want to own one of those. TVR is one of the cars where I actually, like a Chimaera, is one of the cars where I've actually sort of looked into it before, and I'm like, I really could get a TVR Chimaera someday, and I think that might be my sort of midlife crisis. If any of them are left around, I'll get a Chimaera. Because apparently these are quite easy to own. I dearly love a Cerberus, but apparently the Cerberus are a little bit, well, they're the death-dealing ones. The Chimeras are a little bit more relaxed. I know Chimeras and Cerberus all look the same, but they're not the same. The Chimaera actually takes its chassis from an older TVR, whereas the Cerberus was sort of more of an evolution of the Griffith. So that's how that works. So as much as Cerberus, I always thought as a kid, and you always thought, even to probably to now, the Chimaera was just a convertible Cerberus. That's not true. They are actually completely different chassis and stuff like that. So interesting stuff. I also dearly want a pre-facelift, because the post-facelift for these cars, not good. You can already see the weird rear lights on these, but the front end got some very strange treatment in the early 2000s. I think they tried to make it look like a Tuscan, and it just didn't work. Anyways, we're not going to go any quicker on this lap, but to be honest with you, that's actually a really nice driving car. Very drivable, surprisingly. It doesn't really feel like it has 446 horsepower. It's a bit like that Chimaera we had, where this just sort of, it doesn't really go out of line, this car. It drives incredibly well. And yeah, that's really, really good, actually. I'm proud of that. Maybe there's even 0.2 in there, potentially. I don't think it would go that much quicker, in all honesty, but as I say, we've got plenty more Chimeras to come. So if they want to be any quicker, then they can be. A 30.303 will place it into 32nd place. It beats a Lotus Esprit V8. That's about the only comparable car to it I can see in that area, because this is more front-wheel drive. So loses out slightly to the RX-7 type RSR. I think the RSR was a little bit more predictable to drive. This is a little bit nicer when it's all working well. So also that RX-7 had a way more power than this. So yeah, pretty good result for the Chimaera. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Enjoy the next time. I want to be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.